Hello, welcome to the Chirp YouTube channel. My name is Christy and I am your friendly online speech-language pathologist and specialist in children's communication development, including behavior. We talk a lot about behavior here because behavior is a type of communication. Today I am here with the third video in a little baby series within our bigger play series, and I'm going to talk about moving our play pattern of our child, not necessarily our play pattern, but the play pattern of the child we're working with, from functional play to symbolic play. First, we talked about manipulative play, which is where kids play with things in a sensory way. Then we talked about functional play, and we talked about how to help kids move from manipulative play to functional play. Functional play perhaps being where we drive a car or we put clothes on a baby. But symbolic play is the most difficult play pattern, especially for many of our children who are more concrete, who are perhaps on the autism spectrum. Maybe not. Many of us are concrete without that diagnosis. But this is challenging because it requires us to think outside of our regular realm of existence. For example, if I pick up a block and I use it as a phone, or put it on my head like a hat, sometimes kids get very thrown off by this. If I am approaching this at the right time in the child's development, usually a child will think that those kind of activities are hilarious, and then they start to imitate them. So the first step in helping bridge the gap between functional play and symbolic play is to do some weird and wacky things that the child thinks are funny. We're not going to start by saying, here's a box, pretend it's a spaceship, let's fly to outer space. Or here's a carpet, we're flying through the sky, let's go to California. That's going to be a step too far for most of our kids who are in the realm of functional play. A carpet is for vacuuming. A box is for folding up and putting in the recycle bin. Or perhaps we store things in a box and put it on a shelf. A box is not a spaceship. This is where we need to start small. For example, as I mentioned, if we're playing with blocks and the child is at the functional level, the functional pattern is her traditional pattern of play at this point in time, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a block and I'm going to do something weird with it. Instead of stacking it on top of another block, I'm going to drive the block as if it's a car. The child is probably going to look at me and say, block, not car, block. Perhaps, but I have broached the subject that a block can be more than a block. Next time I might say, bird, not block, and I might have it flying through the sky and going peep, peep, or whatever sound birds make in your region. I'm going to keep on pushing the envelope a little bit when it comes to which things can be what and which things can do what. This flies a little bit in the face of some of the rules of play that we hear from other sources. When we're talking about play patterns and one thing being something else, symbolic play, I'm trying to increase the child's flexibility. I'm trying to allow the child to not be quite so rigid in the rules that she has for her play and for her objects that she's playing with. There are times when rules in a game are very important. Basically, if we are playing a social game, if we are playing with other people, we cannot continually change the rules. We have to maintain some sense of order so that we can all participate and we know what we're doing and we know how our world, communal world, is built. That's important. However, when we're being creative, when we're doing symbolic play, Here's an example. If we're playing socially, if I'm playing socially in a group with 3 other children, we are playing boat. We are pirates. We are going to go steal some gold from another ship, and then we're going to bury it on a desert island. This is the plan. We've created a world together. We are pirates. If all of a sudden I decide that I am an oceanographer and I'm going down to explore all of the sea creatures, that is not part of our shared world that we have created, and that is not an okay flex of the rules. However, if we are playing pirates and we're looking around trying to find something that could stand in for gold, I can go over under my pine tree in the backyard. I can gather a whole bunch of pine cones into a box, and this is my treasure chest, and these are my gold bullion bars. That is an acceptable form of symbolic play and a flex of the rules. We don't actually have any rules about what is and what isn't gold because we don't have real gold. So we have to be able to do symbolic play. We have pine cones instead of real gold bars. Not as valuable unless you like pine trees, which I do. Let's assume we are playing Thomas the Tank Engine because so many of my clients love trains. How can we move from functional play? Thomas or whoever moves along the train track, carrying ore to who knows where. Sir Topham Hatt controls where the trains go. The trains get washed, the trains go in tunnels, the trains do their journey. How can we make this symbolic? One way is to have natural disasters happen. Perhaps a pillow rolls down off the couch and blocks the train track. Oh no, this is not outside of the realm of what might happen in a Thomas video, because there are often many natural disasters that cause train tracks to be disturbed, that cause trains to dangle off cliffs. There is such a dangerous universe for poor Thomas and his friends. A pillow falling off the couch. Now, the pillow is not actually a boulder, but we can say, oh no, a boulder is falling down the hill. Here it comes, tumble, 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 plop. A boulder is on the train tracks. This is terrible. How will we get around it? And then we can work on problem solving together. We can either build the train tracks around, or we can all band together as a group and tie strings around us, pretend strings, or even real strings. Perhaps we use dental floss. We tie strings to the corner of the boulder, and all of us pull together until the boulder is off the tracks. There are lots of options. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to think about a child you're currently working with. Maybe it's your own child. Maybe it's a client or a student or a young friend. I want you to think about some activity that this child really enjoys. Is it trains? Is it blocks? Is it coloring? And then I want you to think, what is some symbolic piece that I can bring into this activity? Can I roll a boulder onto the train track? Can I make the block into a boat or a bird or a telephone or a hat? Can I make some pine cones into some gold bullion? What can I do that will increase my child's flexibility and her ability to think of one thing as more than just one thing? That's very important that we all learn to be flexible and to be able to see things in a symbolic way, a representational way. This pencil represents a mustache or a magic wand. This pencil can be so many things. I hope this video gave you some things to think about. Please leave in the box below what game or activity this child you're thinking of likes to do and something symbolic that you will bring into this activity the next time you play it together. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you feel like it, and subscribe if you want. It doesn't make much difference to you, but it might enable other people to find these videos and get some hope and fun ideas for helping the kids in their lives too. Thanks for being here. Have a great day. Bye.